Hello, everybody, and welcome back. This is Uncle Holmes, and I would like to welcome you to Listen, Bitch, for the review of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star Season 5, episode number 3. Ha 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 ha. So I hope you guys are all safe out there. We're getting the second wave of COVID, and I'm in North Carolina. They about to shut our ass back down. We getting all these new cases. Now you got to make sure that you have your face mag on if you're outside and all that good stuff. So we done got the smackdown. So, but I knew it was too quick for these people to go back out here. People don't like to listen, and all these young people going to these beach trips and stuff. Child, that's on y'all. I ain't trying to catch it. I ain't trying to get it. I don't want it. Stay away from me. But in that said, we're going to go ahead and get on up into this review. So let me go ahead and pull up our first slide, and we're going to get to going. So the girls all pump up into the room, and they gather around, and basically Shay starts to tell the girls that she is so proud of herself for her win and doing so well for the challenge, and but it was really hard to send a friend like Anjana home, and everyone nodded in unison because she is like a fan favorite. Everyone loves Anjana, so but it was sad to see her go. So they're curious about the vote. So they go into the little box and they pull it out. 1 Anjana, 2 Anjana, 3 Anjana, 4. Child, everybody, land, damn, slide, voted for Anjana to go home. But again, she had given up. And Alexis was mad about that. She's like, this is my friend. She just gave up. And how hard she campaigned to be on All Stars, for her to come here, do 2 episodes and be defeated was just unbelievable. And Alexis was just really upset. And Blair said, anybody else that wants to go home now, because if I go home and watch this back and see that it's some other girls who saying they wish they were home, and I lose my spot to them, I'm gonna be pissed. And I agree with her. It is what it is. But again, in that, Blair, bring your good shit, and you don't have to worry about that. So if you slaying, then you don't have to worry about that, girl. So moving along, Mariah then says that her heart was in her stomach because she was in the bottom, which I think there should have been a bottom 2 instead of a bottom 3. So anyway, she's like, I can't believe I was in the bottom and that close to going home, and it's a reality check, and I am not going anywhere, and you bitches are going to have to drag me out kicking and screaming by my heels. Well, you know what happens. That's the cardinal sin in RuPaul's Drag Race. When a girl says that foreshadows that her ass is going home. Whether you had a bad week the last week, or you had a good week this week, or whatever, when girls start saying, I ain't going nowhere, at the beginning of the episode, or when they come back in the workroom, that's a kiss of death. But moving right along. So the girls go over and start getting out of drag. And some of the girls, not all the girls, but some of the girls cried around Shay, and they're like, girl, you did so good. Can you believe that you beat Alyssa Edwards? Oh, yes. And Shay's like, can you believe it? What universe am I in? And Alexis, I'm going to tell you, I was looking over there like, girl, y'all keep thinking Miss Shay is the shit, and that she's the top billing and everything like that. You better be concerned about me, because I'm coming. Okay? So we move on to this week's guest judges. And let's see. His name is Martin Lawrence Bullard. He come pumping down the runway in this camo vest suit outfit with no socks and black dress shoes. Okay. Well, my black and Latino people know what I'm talking about. Like in the mall, they have the Arab store. They're owned by Arabs, and or Iranians, excuse me. They have those suits for sale, 2 for $99, and they have suits that look just like that with the glitter and red and all kinds of high prints and bow ties and stuff like that. You can get like two suit set for for $200, where you get the pants and the socks and the shoes and the cuff links and the bow tie or tie and all that. Y'all know what store I'm talking about. Y'all got one in y'all mall. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. And white people that don't know what I'm talking about, just tap your black person and ask them, and they'll catch you up with the rest of us. Okay, moving along. All right, so the next person that is our guest special judge is Nicole Byers. Now, I think that she is so pretty. I love her hair. Her makeup is so cute and everything. And I wish she would have just sashayed down the runway. But, of course, being a comedian, they go for a laugh, I guess, to keep in branding. So she just keeps spinning around and looking like this in the face. And I'm like, okay, if you thought that was funny, I didn't laugh. You know, if you're gonna do physical comedy, you know, like act like you fall down and like you tripped or something. You know, if you want to get a kiki out of me, but that I didn't get that spinning around trying to make somebody laugh. But okay, anyway, I like her, but you know, moving on. So flash forward to the next day. The girls pump into the workroom. It's time for Shay to wipe off the mirror for Anjana messages. They read the messages. Everybody like, oh, I'm gonna miss her. And Shay, trying to be domestic and clean a mirror, obviously has not done that too often. She is struggling to get the lipstick off the mirror. And they say, girl, you're not domestic. And I believe it was Mayhem said, girl, with $20,000, you ain't ever gonna have to clean a mirror again. So the girls chuckle. That was cute. And then so we move over to the work table where the girls all gather around to have forced conversations. So I call it the force table. So Mayhem does some quick impressions of Anjana, saying, Mayhem, you know, I really should have tried harder. I should have stayed. And everybody likes her because she sounds like her and everything, and they get a good chuckle out of that. Then Alexis quickly piggybacks off of Mayhem and snatches Mrs. Cracker's wig. As she says, Miss Cracker, are you here to play head games? And of course, Miss Cracker has to defend herself like usual. You know, and you know, Alexis is not here for the bullshit. You know, she's like, Miss Cracker, you know, like, that was uncalled for. And Miss Cracker wants to defend herself. So, you know, she's like, you misunderstood. It was the fact that, you know, I was trying to push Anjana because I'm like, don't you want to be here? Like, try hard. I was trying to motivate her. And so, one moment. I am thirsty. Good old Cheerwine, child. Cheerwine is a North Carolina thing. Look it up. So anyway, my notes flared back up. So Cracker's like, oh no, I was trying to motivate her and put a fire underneath her. That's what she was trying to say in a nutshell. And across the table, Mayhem is rolling her eyes because she doesn't believe anything that Cracker is saying. Right? All right, so Cracker, sometimes you just need to, and this is what I wrote, sometimes you just need to ignore it because, of course, Cracker wants to control everything. She didn't want the camera to focus on Mayhem rolling her eyes, so her saying something to her, she thought she was going to be able to control that narrative. So she got what she needed, and Mayhem gave it to her. So Mayhem was rolling her eyes here, and she goes, Mayhem, is everything all right? So then Miss Mayhem looks to the side, and she goes, girl, I don't believe a damn thing you're saying. It don't seem real, girl, right? So quickly, as Mayhem says that, Mariah agrees, Alexis agrees, and India, they all nod in agreement. It's like, girl, yes, it don't feel real. So now, because you thought that you was going to just be going back and forth with Mayhem, now 3 other girls have agreed. Right. So you shut the fuck up. Real quick. You didn't have nothing to say. You didn't go for all three of them try to explain your situation. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to learn. If you are trying to go, if you're trying to get your point across and you really want to get your point across, sometimes if you see someone not believing you, just let them roll their eyes. Let them roll their eyes, because when you give them the option to speak, then the whole thing that you're trying to make us understand here at home or the other girls is going to be lost, because like they looking at you talking. Only you were busy focused in on mayhem, because when you're talking, people are looking at you. No one was looking at Mayhem, so no one knew she was rolling her eyes. So you could have just avoided that just by letting her roll her eyes, say what you had to say, and then waiting for RuPaul to interrupt y'all to go over there and do what y'all was doing. But no, again, because you want to control the narrative and you want to be combative, you opened up that can. And now 3 girls at this table have now validated that you are full of shit. Now, Miss Cracker, I love you, but you're gonna have to get it together, girl, and keep your mouth closed. But again, later in this episode, you put your foot in your mouth again, and we'll talk about that. Moving on. So there's an interruption. They're like, "Ooh, girl." And RuPaul calls them over, gives them some decrypted message, and then she busts up in the room. Now, RuPaul comes in with this paint splattered white suit outfit with these bright ass green boots. Now, back in the day, there was this cartoon that used to come on Saturday, and it was like, I want a bigger hunk of cheese, or something about cheese. And it was this guy spinning this cane, and he had on these great big ass boots. This reminded me so much of him. So I'll go ahead and put him here. This is who I'm talking about. This is who RuPaul reminded me of. Now, would I wear those green boots that RuPaul had on? Fuck yeah. I love boots. Everybody knows that knows me. You could say I have a boot fetish. I love, like, not cowboy boots so much, but like Timbs and Durangos and polo, especially the polos that come up to your about like your calf. I love those. Love those shoes. But anyway, enough about me. Back to there. So, forgot. Alexis tells everybody she wants them to be real. So if she gets eliminated, if she's up for elimination, to put someone in elimination, if she knows that you've been fake, she's gonna send your ass home. Okay, so now back to RuPaul coming in. So RuPaul comes in and tells the girls they'll be working on a design challenge called Shantae You Stay. So where the girls have to make their own resort room for guests to stay in and make it, like fabulous. So that is the challenge. So let's see here. So let's see. I think this is, yeah. So give me just a moment, you guys, while I fix this slide. I thank you so much for your patience. Move this up. Move this down. I gotta put my phone down, you guys. Sorry about this. My slides got off balance and off center, and I don't know what happened, but we're going to work this out and keep on moving. There we go. Lovely, lovely. Look at that. Oh my God, it's so gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. All right. So, like I told you guys, I'm new with this. I don't know what happened, but they got off tilter, and we're moving along. So, basically, production is now basically getting lazy, and obviously they had a drawing earlier for randomizing teams, and so, but it's so funny that they're just all standing beside each other. They could have like put them together, but I guess the production said, look, those save 10 minutes. We all can go have a cigarette break or go eat from craft services or something. So they didn't even want to show us that they was going to pair off in teams. They'd already had them together, child. So they already standing beside each other. So it is Mariah, Cracker, and Shay. And it's India, Jujubee, and Alexis. And it's going to be Mayhem and Blair Sinclair. So moving along. So here we go back over the girls, I guess, getting their drag ready for the challenge. And of course, Shay and Cracker love to do the camera time because they like to narrate, and they love to have conversations, right? So, because you remember Shay, they was in what's name. Come on, everybody, get ready. What is wrong with y'all? Whoever's behind her need to go out there. Like, girl, you're not getting paid for this. Girl, like, calm down. But anyway, so Shay and Cracker have their forced conversation, and Shay's like, well, how do you feel that you were represented? And represented today. And Cracker basically goes into it, and she says, some girls vibe, some girls don't. I have a respect for, and she names A, B, and C. Now, but she doesn't name Alexis as one of the people she has respect for. Now, if you're off in a corner having a private conversation with someone, that's cool, Cracker. But you right here behind Alexis, and you're pronunciating and you're projecting so the camera can hear you. So if you're projecting for that, then Alexis can hear you, girl. And Shay, pick your battles, because if someone was over there doing the same thing and was saying out loud enough for you to hear that they didn't respect you, and or named who they respect or got along with or cared for, and they didn't name you, I don't know if you would have responded or just kept it to yourself or whatever. But Alexis had the right. You know what I'm saying? Because she just had this whole thing with Cracker about, girl, like, be real, and stuff like that. So, like, she's like, okay, so, all right, so I'm just wanted to continue on with the real so you don't respect me. So now I know that. So let's keep it real. So that I'm not here for that. Girl, Shay, go sit down with that, because you can't sit there and talk about somebody and they hear the situation. And, she wasn't talking about her, because that's why she left her out. But still, in a sense, leaving her out was talking about her. So when you tell somebody that you respect everybody, and then you name a whole bunch of people, and then you don't name somebody else, that's what the other people's prerogative not to come from Miss Cracker. But Alexis was like, girl, okay, so thank you for letting me know that you don't respect me. And it was what it was. Honestly, you can't. And for you to Shay to try to fight Miss Cracker's battles, you need to maybe stop that, because remember, these girls might have to come back for a vote, and you might need Alexis' vote. You get what I'm saying? Because she's already on your ass right now, because she already picked your lipstick. So, girl, kudos heels. So Miss Cracker's like, no, girl, that's not what I meant. And she, so they hash it out a little bit. Alexis has now given Cracker a second chance. I wouldn't give her a third. At that point, I just realized that Miss Cracker has no respect for me. She's not going to be real about the situation, and I'll move on. So anyway, so let's get to the challenge. So the first team, they had the Golden Gals Palace and Resort. So when they did that, it was again Shay, Miss Cracker, and let's see here, Miss Mariah. So out of the three, I thought Mariah did the best. Shay messed up the Sicily joke. What she should have said was, as my mom used to say, picture it, Sicily, or whatever. And she could have got away with that joke. Miss Cracker messed it up by not saying cheesecake. And again, Mariah did a good job, when she was rubbing the sausage across that guy and everything. That was real cute and funny. This is what their suite looked like. They got the theme down right. That looks exactly like Blanche's bedroom from what I remember, minus the bright pink part. But, that's what it looked like. They knocked that out the park. So, and my phone is just going off. So the next place was the Glamour Zone. And if you'll give me just a moment, I'm going to try to fix this picture even more. There we go. All right. So let's see here. There we go. All right, cool. So it was the Glamour Zone, and it's off centered. I'll have these pictures right next time for y'all. Sorry. So the group was Alexis Mateo, India, and Jujubee. Out of the three, Alexis is just funny. Like the judge said at the end, she could just bat her eyes and it's funny. Especially when the spray can lid just popped off and she was like, ooh, it's just hilarious. India struggled. They just left her to the golden shower thing and the shower wasn't even running. So it's just like, girl. They would have been funny if they actually would have had the water pouring out and she got wet and she was like, like a white snake video and was slinging her head. Now that would have been funny, but maybe they didn't have the budget to get water to come out of that thing. But yeah, Jujubee basically had that dry humor joke. Either you find it funny or you don't. With Jujubee, just because of her personality, I think a lot of people just sort of laugh at her stuff that she does or whatever. But when she's like, oh, I have that time, I'm like, no, like that wasn't funny. Like it was very, very bland. So this is how their room looked. I did like the tiki bar, but I mean the green. Maybe they could have, put more leaves and stuff on the wall or something to make it look more, like Amazonic. So, now, the last group, my favorite group, was the 24 Karat Gold Resort, which was Blah Sinclair and Mayhem Miller, and I think her name was LeMay. So, this was very it basically, that's what it oozed. It was a carbon copy, but just very rich, very expensive. So rich. How rich? That's what it was. So, here is their suite. I don't know why I keep grabbing the mouse. Everything's gold. And my favorite part is when they was putting Michelle Visage to sleep. And she was like, sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Those are expensive too. They're made of gold. Very rich. I'm like, really? Gold bed bugs? But loved it, loved it, loved it. So, let's see here. Okay, so now we come to the main stage. RuPaul pumped down looking like Big Bird. Got some pink and blue highlights in his feathers for gay pride. This bump it right here. This, all this, that. I wish she would have chosen another wig. Let's move along. I'm gonna leave Mother Ru alone. She's done too much for us for me to mess with her hair. So first down the runway is Blah Sinclair with this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful outfit for the pink. Comes to the knee. Just sickening fish. She just looks like fish. Then she takes that off and it's now a yellow getup. It's so nice. It's so mod. And then this is where she just knocked me out. This bitch in this motherfucking bell-bottom jumpsuit. It just came out of nowhere. I mean, Miss girl, you did that. You did that. Fish sticks. Gordon's. So next to the runway is her partner Mayhem. As you can see, Mayhem has on this printed vest that's on top. She takes it off and it turns into the same print underneath with a flowing skirt. And then she takes off the skirt. It turns into a bathing suit. She snatches off the wig, and she has a wig underneath a bathing cap. Now, I like the last reveal. That was sickening. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. Now, was her reveal out of that jacket a look? Obviously, it was for the judges, but they didn't let another girl through, which is coming soon. Next person, we have Alexis Mateo. Alexis comes out looking like Ringling Brothers and Barnum Bailey, baby. So she takes this off, and underneath she has a ballerina green dress on, where she tries to walk on her tippy toes in heel platforms, which is not going too well. So then she takes this off, and this is my favorite one of the three, and she looks like a trapeze girl. I love this outfit. Alexis is always polished. It's not. You don't see her dressing horrible, unless somebody else dresses her. India motherfucking Farrah. Rich, so rich, expensive. This first one was everything to me. This was everything. This is what I want to see. Opulence. You earn everything. I like that. I forgot what her name was that did that, but the Contrana Montrese. If you watch that thing, the way she vogues behind her off of there, that is so hilarious. When she gets that head going like that, y'all should watch that. If I can put the clip in, I will. But if I can't, then I'm sorry. But when she whipped that head, it's too much. But anyway, moving along to her second look, she takes off the jacket. She has this wonderful pantsuit. It's just nicely with the zip up the side where you can see the boot. So she went from executive businesswoman to woman going to have brunch, and then she went from brunch bitch to I need to make this money right tonight, okay? Don't you believe in mystery? Don't you want to play my game? Who know that? Moving on to Jujubee. Hated it. Oh my God. This was so Party City. Walmart Halloween costume. Owl E4. That's where they kept the Halloween costumes at our Walmart. E4. So then she goes from this to this. Miss Santa Baby. Then she goes to this. Busted Jessica Rabbit. I'm sorry. I didn't like any of it. Moving along to something that is truly fierce. Miss Motherfucker Mariah Paris Balenci motherfucking Aga. What do you want? What you girls want? You don't want this. You do not want a day. You don't want a day of this. Not a second, not a minute, not an hour. Take it in. That's fierce. That and those visor shades. I mean, that's fashion. That is fashion. And Michelle is the code is not a reveal. Okay, so what about Mayhem's jacket? So a jacket is a reveal, but a coat isn't? A coat with ostrich? Or are y'all trying to be funny because since she had real ostrich and you don't want PETA down your ass, that's why y'all basically flatlined it Mariah. If you don't want the girls to wear anything like that, then put it in the fucking rules. Say don't bring any real fur or real feathers or anything like that. She has the right to do what she wants to do. If you guys didn't have that in the rules for RuPaul's Drag Race, then don't sit there and plan no narrative to get this girl to go home. That was fucked up. So, spoiler alert, Mariah goes home. So, this is her second look. With the simple black dress. So she went from day to evening, and then she pops that dress down and goes to night. She's ready to meet her husband, out for a night on the town. steak, lobster, shrimp, top shelf wine, top shelf liquor, a nightcap, and then sweet love making. Yes, that's how you do it. That's a trophy wife. Now, moving on to another innovative one, Miss Cracker. You redeemed yourself on the runway, girl, from all the drama that was going on. So I'm gonna try to keep that separated from that. And sorry y'all. As the lights are trying to get me again with my nose is itching, but I'm not. I can make it through. So Miss Cracker comes out in a Fabergé egg, walks down the runway, opens the egg, drops it. Gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful gown. Now the last part of it, when she rips off the bottom part, I like it, but I don't like the garters. I wish they would have been either just a little bit lower or a different color. You know, because they sort of blend into the panty and you really can't see them. Like this picture right here, I really can't see them too much. But it is what it is. Moving along. But one thing I do like about Miss Cracker is that she knows how to wear heels, and she knows how to walk in heels, and she knows, like, when she stops, how to position her foot real ladylike. I love it. I love it. And I love the way that her foot fits her heel. It's that arch. The other person that I love that looks good in heels is Violet Chachi. That bitch can wear heels too. I mean, just it's just the epitome of feminine. Just fish. So here comes last to the runway, Miss Shea Coulee. Now, I love the makeup. I love that it was out of the box and everything like that. The overall thing of it, I was like, The first look I really liked. The second look, I was not here for the dress. It didn't do much for me. It was just sort of a bland pinkish color. If it maybe had the popping colors of the other stuff in it, incorporated maybe splotches, that would have made it pop more, and I would have liked it more. I didn't like it, so I was like, second look, don't like. Now third look, I liked, except for them goddamn wings. Those wings look very cheap. They look like a kid's toy piano that you get on their birthday at Party City. They weren't full. The wings were half off and crooked. Now, Cognac. Now, her wing reveal, those wings, baby. So, you know, it is what it is. So, let's see here. Okay. Now, all the girls are on the stage to find out who is the safe queens and who are the queens that are in jeopardy. Mayhem and Blair are safe. Jujubee wins top queen of the week and gets to stay at some fancy Florida Miami resort. I mean, these girls, when they travel, when they get booked, I'm pretty sure they were going to get booked at that same resort. So when Jujubee goes to Miami, she's going to stay in nothing less but the best hotel. And whenever, because I'm a DJ and I used to travel, whenever they book you, they take care of your hotel. So you let them know where you want to stay and they book it, okay? That's how that works. So I'm pretty sure she could have stayed at that resort anyway, but, you know, hey, maybe on her time off she'll go, but let me not throw shade to the prize. Would I go there? Yes, of course I want it. Yeah, so anyway. So again, I don't believe that Jujubee should have been the top. It should have been Blair. Honestly, it should have been Blair. If you want to be honest, it should have been Blair. And so they find out who's in. Those are the safe ones. So they send all of them to the back. So, Jujubee cries because she's never won anything in the history of RuPaul's Drag Race, except for like the reading challenges. So now on the stage is Shay, Miss Cracker, Mariah, India, and Miss Alexis Mateo. So they go through and they give the girls their critique, and basically they eat up Mariah and they eat up Shay for lunch, breakfast, and dinner. And Mariah is unwarranted, telling her that her, because sometimes I think some girls are intimidated by Mariah. Because you like I said, you let Mayhem through. She took off a jacket, but Mariah taking off that ostrich coat was not a reveal. Girl, go sit down, Miss Michelle Visage. Sometimes you are such a fucking hypocrite. It's just really ridiculous. I just don't get you. So again, we find out that Shay, India, and Mariah are in the bottom. Um, so the bottom queens, or everybody, goes to the back now. And the girls are sitting around and they're just basically, chatting it up. And they talk about the critiques, and everyone finds out that they ate Shay up. And like, Shay is so distraught that she just can't believe it, because it's just like she when you're one of those people that know that you are turning it, it is what it is, right? So they go off and they talk to Jujubee. Mariah's like, girl, I want to stay. India, is with the other girls, and she's saying, like, this is my, like, look at me, like, look at this drag, like, I need to stay here, I'm trying to prove myself, I don't know why I keep ending up in the bottom, because, like, I'm doing a good job, and so, and then, Mariah, who is just such a sweetheart, lets Cracker know that, like, look, even though what I heard was going on in your team last week, I still think that I had a great time with you on my team, and I wouldn't have traded my team for a world. And Cracker gets upset and she starts crying, because she gets the validation that she is not difficult, and she's glad to hear that, because everybody keeps agreeing that she's problematic. But like, it's just, sometimes, Cracker, if you be quiet, you wouldn't be causing problems, because if you can't say nothing, then nobody can't say you saying something about them. Sometimes you got to know to be quiet and quit trying to get camera time, because you keep putting your foot in your mouth, and I'm sorry, you are. So the three bottom ones sort of go off. I don't know exactly where they are, but the girls are left alone to decide. And Alexis doesn't mince words. She say Shay had the worst critiques, and so the girls say, well, yeah, should we get rid of the threat? Like, who we think is going to be the toughest competition? And it's Juju's back there thinking the same thing too. She's like, girl, that would be a play if I did that. So, see here, we come back out to the stage, and Jujubee is ready to find out who the lip sync assassin is. So she turns around, and it is none other than I would throw my phone down and walk off. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm not throwing shade. I love Monet Exchange. And yes, she is a good performer. Now, do I consider her a lip sync assassin? I guess I have to, because Ru says she is, because I don't really feel she was. When we were watching All Stars, me and my sister, 2 times that she performed, we felt that she was sort of throwing it and wasn't trying her best, because one, she didn't want to send her friend home, but her friend was the one who did the worst. So I and then she didn't want to send home Latrice, because she knew she was a crowd favorite. So I feel she threw that lip sync, and so because of that, I'm just like, girl, I haven't seen you at full performance, so I don't consider you a lip sync assassin. But they brought her ass there, and she did clown this time, because Jujubee didn't even fucking try. So Monet comes on down the runway. They perform. Monet gets it in, doing her little moves that they actually do in the video of Juice and live performances. Jujubee just walking in her little cat suit back and forth, ain't really doing anything cute or whatever, But of course, she's lip syncing the words. But I mean, you're not gonna win that way, girl. So Monet wins. They bring the bottom 3 to the stage, and as I told you motherfucking earlier, Miss Mariah is sitting packing. Just terrible. So Mariah goes home and she goes to the back of the runway and she gives her legendary statement in a room full of tens. I am still grand prize. Because the bitch is sickening. And this was not supposed to be her time. This was a robzation to her. And Mariah, you were robbed. Everybody know you were robbed. This is really messed up. I don't think that there should have been a bottom three. There should have been a bottom two. And it should have been Shay and India. And the girls would have had to pick. And I honestly believe that Shay would have went home. I honestly believe, but I don't know what this is with this bottom three. I think it's messed up. I think they did this before they can have an scapegoat. And this is just totally ridiculous. So anyway, so moving on, I watched what is the name of that crap? What you packing? Mariah had some other outfits that was just sickening. And also in Untucked, they sent Michelle, of all people, they sent Michelle Visage back there to tell Mariah and give her a hug. Oh, you came here to prove. No, she didn't. She's going home. Telling you came and you proved what you came to prove and stuff like that. You were the main one that down talked her and basically caused her to be in the bottom, saying that a coat wasn't a reveal. And then I caught that shade about, oh, that's real ostrich. Yeah, she can afford it. And again, if you guys were PETA friendly, then you should have put it in the rules. Because I hope that's not what this was about. Because that's real fucked up. I'm mad about that. Let me stop talking about before I get mad. But anyway, but Mariah, however, did get Michelle back together in What You Packing. She was like, I didn't agree with the judge. And she was very cute about it. What the judge said about my coat not being revealed. And of course, Michelle like, yeah, no, it really wasn't, and everything. Girl, nobody want to hear that, because I know for a full fact, girl, I bet I can find a picture where you done had a motherfucking coat wearing it as an outfit. You used to do that stuff all the time. It would just be a coat and your legs. So anyway, I done had enough of you, Michelle, this season. So I think that's all my notes. I think that's everything. So again, you guys, I thank you for tuning in and to listen, bitch. Sorry this was so late. I was going to do it Tuesday, but I wasn't feeling good. So today, had a little bit more energy, felt good. I had dialysis yesterday. So, girl, I was tired. It wasn't happening. I will have Legendary for you by Friday morning. So it should be, look out for it Friday morning. It should be posted before noon Eastern Standard Time. Jimmy's back. So you guys make sure you check out her channel, Jimmy Pink. That's JimmyPynk. Trying to think if there's anything else. I'm going to also do other reviews like music and movies. I'm going to get to that soon, but just give me time. I'm still working it out. I love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me and rocking with me. If you liked it, thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs down. If you want to hang around, hit subscribe. And again, I don't do this at the beginning of my thing, because you should listen to my content first and then decide if you like me or not before I tell you at the beginning of a video. Well, go ahead and click subscribe and thumbs up. And then I'm horrible. That doesn't make any sense. But this is Uncle Holmes with Listen Bitch. And I am out of here. Take care, babies.